Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Miss Barner and we're going to do a read aloud. Have you ever felt like you just didn't quite measure up in certain areas? Maybe you were too tall or too short or too whatever, but you didn't meet the standard? How did that make you feel? What did you think about yourself? How did that affect what you did and how you did things every day? So the story today that we're going to read is called Dancing in the Wings. And the author of this book is Debbie Allen. And Kadir Nelson is the illustrator. Kadir Nelson is actually one of my favorite illustrators. So we're going to talk about them a little bit and then we'll get started. And in case you would like to download a few resources to accompany this book, please feel free to click the link down below and go to my website, missbarner.com, to download those resources. The author, Miss Debbie Allen, is an award-winning actress, director, choreographer, and producer. This is her second children's book, and it's based on her own experiences as a dancer. Kadir Nelson is an accomplished illustrator that has received much praise for his illustrations for The Village That Vanished and The Brothers of the Night, his first collaboration with Debbie Allen. You ready to get into the story? I am. Let's go to page 1. Ever since I was born and could see, everywhere I looked, I saw dance. In the clouds, as the wind blew them across the sky, in the ripples on a pond, even in the sea of ants marching up and down their heels, dance was all around me. Dance was me. My mom calls me sassy, 'cause I like to put my hands on my hips and 'cause I always have something to say. Well, if you had feet as big as mine, you'd understand why. You should join the swimming team since you got those long toes and don't need any fins, my older brother Huey teased. I shot right back. At least I don't have that big forehead looking like a street lamp. Mama said, "Stop all that bad talk. You act so ugly sometimes. Huey, your big head is a sign of intelligence. And Sassy, your big feet will make your legs look longer and prettier in your ballet shoes." My legs were longer, all right. So long that when I went to Tendu, point my toe at the bar, I tripped Miss Catherine, our teacher, who was coming down the line, looking the other way. Splat! She landed under the piano, her legs up in the air. Ooh, it was so funny. Even she had to laugh. "Sassy," she called out, "I'm going to tie orange bows on those big feet." "Sorry, Miss Catherine," I answered. "But if you don't wear your glasses, you still won't see them." One thing for sure, because of my long legs and big feet, I could jump higher and spin faster than anyone else. I was taller than the rest of the kids at school, even the boys. At our recitals, all the other girls got to dance solos and duets and wear pretty tutus. I was too big for the boys to pick up and too tall to be in line with the other girls. So I watched from backstage, dancing in the wings, hoping that if I just kept dancing and trying, it would be my turn to dance in the spotlight. Okay, so what have you learned so far about our main character? Can anyone tell me who our main character is, by the way? That's right, Sassy. And so, what do you think about Sassy? We know so far that Sassy doesn't get along with her brother. She does have kind of a big mouth, but on the inside, she doesn't have as much confidence as she does on the outside. However, let's keep reading and see if that changes. One day at the end of ballet class, Miss Catherine announced, Mr. Debato from the Russian school is coming next week to look for talented young people for the Summer Dance Festival in Washington, D.C. The whole room turned into a whirlpool of excitement as the sign-up sheet was posted. Everyone wanted to try, especially me. But as I wrote my name down, I heard two girls, Molly and Mona, giggle. Mona said, "Oh, please, she'll never make it." They said talent, not a Tyrannosaurus. My heart seemed to stand still. For once, I had nothing to say. I couldn't hide the tears I felt welling up in my eyes. So I just grabbed my dance bag and ran to the parking lot. Poor Sassy. Normally, she always has something to say, has a quick comeback, and with her brother, she had that. But with Molly and Mona, things were a little different. Why do you think so? I'll tell you what I think. I think it's maybe because she actually believes what Molly and Mona said. And it definitely hurt, but things hurt a lot more when you think those things about yourself. What do you think she should do? How do you think Sassy will get over this? Will she get over this? Let's just keep reading and find out. I heard a familiar horn honk and turned to see my Uncle Red in his bright green pickup truck. Uncle Red had the whitest, tight, curly hair, smelled of cigars, and every day wore something red. A tie, a hat, a shirt, socks, maybe even his shoestrings. Just something red. Why, of all days, did Mama have to send him to pick me up? Why today? I was not in the mood for his jokes or stories, but I quickly tried to dry my eyes and smile. I got a good one for you today, Sassy. What did the banana say to the monkey? Split. Get it? Split. Banana split. I started to cry. Sassy, what's wrong? He asked. I told him what had happened. I'm just so much taller than the other dancers, Uncle Red. Sassy, he said, you gotta look at that as a gift. Being tall means you can see all around, so you can always find the right path to take. No, I said. It means I stick out like a big acne bump on someone's nose. I'll never get to dance. It's a waste of time to go to that audition. Listen, gal, said Uncle Red. If I was as tall and pretty as you, I wouldn't need to wear red so people know it's me coming and going. All you gotta do to make your mark on the world is walk into a room. By the time I got home, Uncle Red had cheered me up, had me laughing and feeling better. As I got out of his truck, he waved goodbye, calling out, "Make your mark, gal." Huey and his football friends stopped playing. Huey yelled out, "Hey, Sassy, why don't you come and play with us? We need a goalpost." His little mean, ugly friends laughed. Boy, did that make me mad. Sure, if we can use your big head for the ball, I shouted back. His friend screamed with laughter. Huey got so mad. He turned red, looking like a tomato with that big head. Ha! We were just about to go at each other when Mama called us inside. Late that night, I lay awake, staring out my window and thinking about Uncle Red's words. I could see myself dancing on the Milky Way, swirling like a twinkling shooting star. Next thing I knew, I was talking to myself out loud. I'm going to that audition, big feet and all. Well, it seems like things are changing around for Sassy. The last time I checked in, her confidence was a little low, and it didn't seem like she thought she'd ever be a ballerina or enter this audition. But after a good talk with her Uncle Red, things are changing. Sometimes all we need is a good pep talk. Someone who knows who we are, who values who we are, and could tell us the great things about ourselves. Everyone needs an Uncle Red. Do you have an Uncle Red in your life? Maybe not someone named Uncle Red, but someone who can tell you the wonderful things about yourself and help you to see how beautiful you really are. On the day of the tryouts, kids came from all over the city. It was so crowded. Everyone was expected to wear black, but like Uncle Red, I picked my own color, bright yellow. And instead of standing in the back, I squeezed between Molly and Mona, right in the front row. I ignored their snickering. Miss Catherine came in and introduced Mr. Debato. Everyone applauded. Boy, was he short. Couldn't have been more than 4 feet 9 inches tall. He started walking down the rows, pacing back and forth, just looking at us. Then he stopped right in front of me and said, "Young lady, why are you wearing that loud yellow leotard? I'll need to put on sunglasses to see anybody else. Please go to the back row." Molly whispered, "Sia wouldn't want to be ya." At least he noticed me, I snapped. I put my hands on my hips and walked to the back. The first round of the audition was center floor exercises. Mr. Debato walked around, prodding and poking, making corrections. He stopped once and looked right at me, but didn't say a thing. I held my breath as he dismissed almost half the kids after the first round, but not me. Next was the Adagio, the slow section. I stood as close to Mona as I could get and whispered, "Your skinny little short legs are going to look like chicken wings next to mine. I'd rather look like a chicken than a turkey like you with that long neck," she answered. "Talk to the hand," I told her. I took my leg up so high, it got stuck. Luckily, I could balance on my other big foot. So I just held it until Mr. Debato remarked, "Young lady, the exercise is finished." Oh, I jumped out of position. "Show off," Molly grunted. "Gobble, gobble." Mona imitated a turkey. Whew. This audition seems to be a tough one. Now, Sassy does have her confidence back, but this is not an easy audition for her. Mr. Debato seems to be kind of hard on her, and I really can't tell whether or not he likes her. And of course, Molly and Mona, they're not giving her an easy time either. But Sassy is going to do what? Give up? Or is she going to keep pushing? Let's keep reading and find out. Then came the leaps across the floor. I took off like Jackie Joyner Kersee and the long jump at the Olympics. With one leap, I sailed in the air past all the other girls. Molly and Mona watched, looking pea-green with envy. When I finished, Mr. Debato yelled, "Young lady, you must learn to dance to the music. Up on the count of 1, down on the count of 3. 3, not 5. You have the rhythm of a troglodyte. Again!" I was crushed. As I passed Mona to get back in line, she said, "Next time, bring your big butt down by 3. "Yo, mama," I said. Ooh, did I wish I was a wizard. I turned them into 2 big fat frogs in tutus trying to hip hop. By the end of the day, there were only 7 of us left. Mr. Debato called out everyone's name except mine and asked them to step forward. Standing alone, I really had to fight to hold back my tears. Then I heard him say, "Thank you all for coming today. Keep working. Keep trying. You are dismissed." Mr. Debato said to me, "Sassy, you have a great deal of potential. You have beautiful long arms and legs, but you flail about with no control. You must learn to use your feet better. And timing. We have a lot of work to do when you come to Washington this summer. But please, please leave that loud yellow leotard at home. All you need to do to be noticed is walk into a room." Dismissed. He walked out. If you guessed that Sassy was going to continue pushing on through her audition, you were right. She got the part that she always wanted. Can you imagine what would happen for you if you would ignore what other people say that's not kind about you and still go for the things that you always wanted to do? She did it, and you can do it too. Jumping and shouting, I ran to the parking lot. I made it! Mama, I made it! Guess who was there to pick me up? Mama, Uncle Red, Huey, and half his football team piled into the back of the green truck on their way to a game. Everybody was so proud of me, even Huey. "You go, Miss Bigfoot." "Thank you, Mr. Big Head," I said. We all laughed. 1 month later, Mama and I boarded the plane for Washington, D.C. She held my hand as my heart pounded when we landed. At the school, there were young dancers from Russia, Mexico, France, China, Cuba, Brazil, New York, Texas, and long-legged me from Inglewood, California. In class the first day, Mr. Debato introduced me to his 12-year-old protege, a boy named Dwight, who was 5 feet 10 inches tall. "Dwight, I think I have found you a partner. Meet Sassy." Mama was right. Being tall wasn't so bad after all. And neither was having a big head. By the end of the summer, Huey had won the grand prize at Space Camp in Alabama, And I got to dance a duet with Dwight in the summer concert. When Dwight lifted me high in the air, I felt like I was dancing on the Milky Way. Me and my big feet, making my mark on the world. Sassy did it. She went all the way. Not only did she try out for the audition, but she got the part and she became the ballerina she always dreamed about being. What are some things that you dream about? Who do you think you should be? What's stopping you from being that boy, girl, man, think about those things that you think about you that you don't like? It's sometimes those very things that separates you from everyone else and gives you an advantage. Sassy's big feet and long legs seemed to be so ugly to her, and her brother didn't mind pointing those things out. Neither did Molly or Mona. But in the end, her long legs and big feet gave her a huge advantage. I want you to do a couple of things after reading this story. One thing I want you to do is to think about a person in your life who can be your Uncle Red. Someone who can take those things that you don't like about you, point them out, and tell you how much of an advantage it is. Someone who's going to make you feel good about you being yourself. And I want you to talk to those people, okay? Maybe it's your teacher, maybe it's your parents, maybe it's a sister or a brother or a cousin or a neighbor down the street. Someone that you trust, someone who really knows you, and someone who's going to tell you the truth. Well, that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for tuning in to my channel and listening to this read aloud. If you don't mind, please thumbs up this video if you liked it. Also, subscribe and hit the bell for notifications anytime I upload a video. Every week, I will upload a read aloud or instructional video. If you like any more advice or any tips about education or any way that you think I could help you, please visit missbarner.com and click on services and fill out the form. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great one.